and welcome back to Rue's Life, and welcome to more rain above the polytunnel. But as you can see, I have really got to grips with another one of the outdoor beds, and I decided, because I was feeling quite overwhelmed with everything and that I was really behind, because normally by this time over the winter months I have tackled all the weeds, laid down cardboard, mulched all the beds, and then by now I'm ready to plant. But as I've shown you, the paths have got really weedy, the beds are covered in weeds, and I was just at that point where I didn't know where to begin. So I've switched my mindset, and instead of thinking of all the work that I've done over the years being undone, I'm actually imagining how I would feel if I took on a new plot and this is the state that it was in. And that's flipped my mind into quite a positive way of thinking, because instead of thinking about what's been undone, I'm thinking about what I can do. And that has really helped. And then of course just tackling what I can when I can. And I'm now feeling really positive about everything. So I think it's helped having all these seedlings on the go and having sown some more seeds, because of course I'm thinking, well, I need to get the beds back in order so that when these seedlings are hopefully nice mature plants, I need to have somewhere to put them. So that's two now beds that I've completely weeded. The first one that I weeded has got a few that will pull out really easily. I have had, and you may notice if you've been just watching the footage, I'm actually having to take quite a lot of the soil off the surface because the weeds are really matted, and it was just easier to chip in and peel that kind of turfy layer off, if you will, which will compost down. Now, of course, over the years I've built that beautiful soil structure up, and it does seem a shame to have to strip that top layer back. But, you know, I started with, as I've said before, just a sheep paddock, and I've created these lovely productive beds. So to have to do what I'm doing this year makes more sense to get on top of those weeds. I've got my super soil, thank you so much Steve, which I'm going to put into. That's really going to help to replenish that soil. And then of course I will be continuing with my no dig method, which is then to add those layers back in and put things back to how they should be, and then keep on top of things. So I've just come in for a little breather and a sit down. It's quite warm. I haven't checked my temperatures yet, but I'll do that later. I'm still a little bit higgledy-piggledy, if I'm honest, a lot higgledy-piggledy. I'm into my 3rd week now of not going to work. I've started my therapy. I'm having cognitive behavioural therapy. So I had an assessment on the 1st week, and I had my first therapy session last week, and I've got another one this week. But I think sometimes things have to get a bit worse before they get better. And I'm not going to lie, I'm really struggling at the moment. So anything I do makes me feel really good, and just getting out and getting my hands in the soil today is lovely. And I'm trying to do some outdoor stuff before the rain comes down, and the motivation today is these bulbs. So I know I've already shown them to you, I'm not going to go through the whole shebang, but essentially I've got a selection of lovely summer flowering bulbs in different heights and colours. And so the motivation is I really want to get those in, and it's not raining at the moment, so I've got lots of jobs I want to be doing in the polytunnel. I've got 1,000,001 jobs I want to be doing out here. Now, one of the things I've started using is Milanote, and I'll leave a link. I'm using the free version. You can pay, but I'm really enjoying the free version, and it's really good for creating a mood board, or what's the other word you might like, a motivational board, and just having all things in one place. So we've been using one for the caravan, I've had one on the go for the garden, and I've recently just done a mood board as well. And if I'm really clever, I'll try and insert some footage of that here, because it was a game changer for me. I am somebody who likes structure and order, and at the moment, because of my mental health, I'm really struggling to have that. So I really find this visual aid really, really useful. So go and check out Milanote. It was another YouTuber that put me onto it. Wild She Goes. I will leave a link to her channel. Wonderful. I've mentioned her before, Marina. She lives in Italy. She is Italian, and yeah, she has dogs, and she grows vegetables, and she lives in a beautiful house, and she does a lot of renovations. She also has a camper van that she renovated and takes out on trips. Yeah, she's just a lovely, lovely, lovely soul, and I really like her channel, and I like her mindset. Huge tractor coming past, and it was her that put me onto this Milanote. So if you're that kind of visual person and it helps you to have things to look at and things to tick off, then I highly recommend it. As I say, it's just something I've been put onto. I'm not affiliated with them, it's not paid promotion, it's just something I find really useful, and it'd be great to pass that on to any of you that might find it useful too. So I'm going to have a little breather and make a cuppa and see how I feel. Sometimes I'm full of good intention at the moment, and I'll start something like this weeding, and then I'll stop for a break, and then the energy just goes from me. And that's okay, because I've achieved something. But I'm not setting myself, I'm having task lists, but not, I used to be like, today I must do this, tomorrow I must do that. That's too much like work, and it's work that's burnt me out, having to work at a fast pace and, you know, have targets and get things done. So at the moment, it's just, what do I feel like doing right now? And doing it. And if I suddenly don't feel like doing it, then I'll stop. So that's where we're at today. So I just popped in to have a quick cup of coffee and to put some of the footage from that I've just filmed onto the computer, and it reminded me I haven't shown you this, and this was a lovely surprise gift from Chris's auntie, who's become a really good friend of mine. And I'm laughing because I don't know if you can see this crazy puppy down here, and it's Mindful Thoughts for Gardeners. Now, she didn't know what was going on, and it could not have come at a more appropriate time, because, as you know, I am struggling, and I've just kind of flipped through it. I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to. The duality of weeds, the usefulness of weeds, small gardens. What else have we got in here? I think there's a bit on compost, plant intelligence, but the bit that kind of caught my eye, I don't know what chapter it's under. a symbol of hope. Life goes on. Every garden is a prayer of promise of hope. We don't know what will hinder our garden's growth. Hailstorms, drought, insects. Maybe life will call us away. The flowers will die of neglect. Maybe a neighbour's dog will dig up our carefully tended plants. We cannot know for sure that plants will grow, mature, be harvested, but we plant anyway. We water, pluck off pests, stake trees, and pile on more compost. We hope. And I'm going to try not to get emotional, but that struck such a chord with me. And it's the only bit that I'd actually read, and I wanted to share that with you because, of course, that is so true of gardening, but of life as well, but just the whole thing, isn't it? And Chris's lovely auntie also makes flower remedies. So I have been chatting with her, and she's going to make me some flower remedies that she thinks will be appropriate for me at this time. So I just wanted really to hop on and show that to you.